Sure, नक्की.
Yes, sir. Yes. So, very good evening to all of you. Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya Ausa, District Latur. It's organized World Record Series 2. It's my pleasure to announce that today we have completed 200th day of the series, and the keynote speaker for today's session is with us, Honorable Professor Pradip Jankar, sir, who is on the platform second time. So I heartily welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
I welcome the chief organizer of the series, Honorable Principal M. Ambedkar, sir. I welcome the colleagues from my college, Dr. Kalia, sir, Dr. Anita Dole, madam, and all others. And I should not forget to warm welcome all those dear participants. The topic for today's presentation is India's G-20 presidency. As I have mentioned, Honorable Professor Pradip Jankar, sir, who is an assistant professor serving at University of Mumbai. So, with this brief introduction, now it's to you, sir. Please welcome and start your presentation on the topic India's G20 presidency. You're most welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much. And very good evening, Bedkar sir, Prashant sir, and all participants and the dignitaries here. Before start a discussion with you all, just let me know my voice is audible and visible clearly.
You are audible, sir. Screen is not visible yet.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so like everyone knows that like we are under the G20 presidency right now since the last December 2022 to till date the like, or we can say the November 2023. So there is a duration of the 1 year, and this is very most important factor. This is very most important privilege of the India related to the G20 presidency also. Okay, so let me share the screen so that we can discuss with the help of the information, various pictures also, that will be more beneficial to understand exactly what behind the topic. Yeah, my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes, it's okay.
Yeah, so it is like today's topic, that is India G20 presidency. Okay, so see, everyone knows that like a G20 presidency that drives, which is related to the G20 agenda, which 1 year hosts the summit. Okay, because which is not a permanent presidency, or which is not like a long-term presidency, but basically each and every like a country which comes under the membership, so particularly which is a 1 year hosts the summit, and like these like a various tracks also, like finance track and the Sherpa track also. Okay, so basically like what we can say, this is the theoretical information and what exactly the under the G20 presidency. So that kind of tracks is most important factors. Okay, now so the finance minister and the central bank governors lead the finance track. Okay, so these are the two types of tracks, and the Sherpas lead the finance track also. Okay, so and in this year, like say 1st December 2022 to till the date and the afterwards, so the 30th November 2023. So hold the G20 presidency under Indian presidency also. Okay, so this year, why it is important, like what we can say, like when we were discussing just few minutes ago. So after the 75 years, like India is a very developing country, and which is the largest democracy also, and the multilateralism also, and for that democratic country, for this like what we can say, the democratic country, democratic nation also. So this platform is a very most important platform to or we can say to upcoming or to uphold the particularly the exact nation on the global platform also. Okay, because India's G20 of the will pivotal moment in the history, and the play an important role in the financial, like what we get the practical global solution for the benefit of all it. Okay, so now not this only the G20 members also. Beyond that, one more additions also, like everyone aware about that. Just a few days ago, just 8 to 10 days ago, G20 that group also, like one more new member added in the group of G20. I hope everyone knows that as the African Union. So African Union added the new G20 member just maybe last Saturday, and this is like a very good update. And African Union also, like officially it's a permanent member like European Union also, because all are the countries, but European Union and the African Union, these are the unions. These are the groups of the specific countries also. So this is the update in the G20, and now that African Union, which is also part of the G20 permanently, officially, like India also. Okay, that inclusive economic growth, sustainable development, digital transformation, technological innovation, climate changes, and renewable energy. These are the important objectives before India G20 presidency. Like correctly, because India is a developing country which is a part of South Asian continent also, but that specific growth and economic growth is most important factor, because in South Asian continent, like India is a big brother. जसं आपण मराठीमध्ये त्याला म्हणू शकतो की आपण साऊथ एशियाच्या पॉइंट ऑफ व्ह्यूने जर बघितलंय की भारत हा एक दक्षिण आशियामध्ये एक मोठा भाऊ म्हणून सगळ्या देशांचं प्रतिनिधित्व करतो, बिकॉज जेवढे काही 7 ते 8 देश भारत दक्षिण आशियामध्ये आहेत, लाईक पाकिस्तान, अफगाणिस्तान, particularly like we can say Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka. So as compared to these countries, India is the biggest country as compared to economy, as compared to population, as compared to geographical locations also, geographical area also. And in the context of the overall development, India is a big brother, and that's why what we can say under the G20 presidency, this is the very important factor, that is inclusive economic growth, sustainable development which is not related only the G20 members or India also, actually, which is a very vast topic and which is a very significant topic to all over the world. कारण की शाश्वत विकासाकडे आपण च्या दृष्टीने विचार करत असताना, पर्यावरणाच्या दृष्टीने विचार करत असताना, तो देखील G20च्या अजेंड्यावरती ह्या वर्षीचा तो मुद्दा होता. अँड लाईक एव्हरीवन, लाईक एव्हरी कंट्री शुड गो लाईक गिव्ह द प्रायोरिटी टू द सस्टेनेबल डेव्हलपमेंट ऑल्सो. अल्टिमेटली इट विल बी बेनिफिशियल टू मेंटेन द health of earth like for the forever. Digital transformation, technological innovations, renewable energy, these are also like important objectives before the India G20 presidency. And most like a fortunate thing, like India is giving the justice to that specific topics, that specific discussion topics on in the G20 summits also, because just few days ago on the 9th and the 10th September, India organized a summit, update summit, and in the New Delhi also, and different kinds of summits organized by the India and all over the G20 members countries. They have participated in the various G20 summits in India in various cities also. Okay. Now, so this is the like a role of global financial system, and India is like growing rapidly in the context of economic system, and ultimately to become a like what we can say the superpower, because Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam says that earlier he was says that like India will become a superpower, ज्याला आपण म्हणू शकतो की महासत्ता होईल 2020 मध्ये, असं त्यांचं स्वप्न होतं. अनफॉर्च्युनेटली आपण ते गाठू शकलो नाही, परंतु ते गाठण्याच्या दृष्टीने G20चा प्लॅटफॉर्म आपल्यासाठी नक्कीच फायद्याचं ठरू शकतो. अँड लाईक व्हॉट वी कॅन से टू बिकम दी सुपर पॉवर लाईक USA, China, Russia, Britain, France. So definitely these are the 5 countries, superpower countries. So ultimately, like what we can say, after few years, definitely India will hold that superpower, the superpower country in the list of 5 superpower countries also. So this is the gateway to become the superpower. Like definitely we can say it with fortunate things also. And the theme of like Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and that theme like India is driving very like honestly, very like what we can say ambitiously, citizen centric agenda and global challenges also, and the economic growth also. Every like a country like giving that priority to particular this thing, because see every like what we can say की बऱ्याच वेळेला कसं असतं की G20 असतील किंवा असे बरेचसे ग्रुप्स आहेत की G20 आहे, G8 आहे, या सगळ्या ग्रुप्स मध्ये कसं की स्पेसिफिक एखाद्या अजेंड्यावरती डिस्कशन केलं जातं किंवा स्पेसिफिक अजेंड्याच्या पॉइंट ऑफ व्ह्यूने चर्चा घडवली जाते. परंतु G20 मध्ये अशा एका स्पेसिफिक फक्त पर्यावरण किंवा फक्त डिजिटल ट्रान्सफॉर्मेशन अशा अनुषंगाने न करते, त्याच्यामध्ये इकॉनॉमी आहे, अशा समग्र विषयांवरची चर्चा केली जाते आणि त्याचं प्रतिनिधित्व इंडिया करतो. ही आपल्यासाठी नक्कीच अभिमानाची बाब आहे. लाईक दॅट्स आर द 9 कंट्रीज अँड द गेस्ट कंट्रीज अंडर द G20 प्रेसिडेन्सी. त्याच्यामध्ये अशा ज्या काही कंट्रीज आहेत की ज्या काही गेस्ट कंट्रीज म्हणून त्यांना परमनंट अशा प्रकारचं एक आयडेंटिफिकेशन आहे. स्पेन इज द परमनंट इन्व्हायटेड मेंबर, म्हणजे स्पेन हा परमनंटली इन्व्हायटेड गेस्ट म्हणून त्याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला ऍड असलेला दिसून येतो. ओके. Now, so you can see here the like G20 presidencies, how G20 presidencies run. Okay, so आपण इथे बघू शकता की आता सध्या 2023 ला इंडियाकडे त्याचं प्रेसिडेन्सी आहे. अर्लियर लाईक इन द इयर ऑफ 2022 इंडोनेशियाकडे त्याचं प्रेसिडेन्सी होती, अँड इन द इयर ऑफ 2044 ब्राझील विल टेक दॅट अपॉर्च्युनिटी फॉर द प्रेसिडेन्सी, G20 प्रेसिडेन्सी. ओके, सो याला ट्रायोको म्हटलं जातं. ओके, बिकॉज India cannot, or any specific country cannot hold that presidency also for this specific year. But आधीच्या जे अर्लियर कंट्री आहे किंवा जे नेक्स्ट कंट्री आहे, अशा तिन्ही कंट्रींचं एकत्र मिळून स्पेसिफिकली G20 प्रेसिडेन्सीचा कारभार केला जातो. नाव लाईक इंडोनेशिया अँड द ब्राझील, दे आर दी लाईक व्हॉट दे आर दी हेल्पिंग टू इंडिया टू होल्ड दी G20 प्रेसिडेन्सी ऑल्सो. नेक्स्ट टाइम इंडिया विल बी ऑन द प्लेस ऑफ द इंडोनेशिया अँड द ब्राझील विल ऑन द प्लेस ऑफ इंडिया ऑल्सो. सो अशा प्रकारचं जे चक्र असतं ते नेहमी सुरू असतं. या वर्षीचं जे आपल्याला म्हणू शकतो की इंडिया G20 प्रेसिडेन्सीला आपल्याला त्याची संधी मिळालेली आहे. ओके, see the G20 presidency like account like the 60% of world population, and the like other 20 countries like what we can say the, for example, like the Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, South Korea, Japan, Mexico, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Turkey, United Kingdoms, United States, and European Union, and one more added, that is the African Union before 14 days ago, and the Spain is the invited permanent guest also. Okay, so these are, because there are, see, UK, US also, even China also, these are like what we, even Russia also, like these are the particularly what we can say they are the superpowers, and they are also the part of the G20. So definitely like we can say this is a very biggest push to maintain that G20 hold, and particularly in the current scenarios. Okay, then that like particularly like a G20 account like a different kinds of the contribution of the economy and the various populations also, and the GDP also. This is like a gives more priority and give more particularly the G20 also. Okay, now see, so particularly like what we can say about the G20 presidency and the role and status also. Okay, because just 2 months left to complete or to finish the G20 presidency under India also. Okay, so when exactly started in the month of December 2022, India like holded the various meetings and conducted the various summits in various cities also, like for example like we can see Mumbai and the Bangalore, Chandigarh, Chennai, Indore, and the various cities also. And just last summit was done in the city of New Delhi also. Okay, PM Narendra Modi, like what we can say under the leadership of the PM Narendra Modi, so we are like achieving more and more. See, in the context of G20, in the context of current Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji also, not like what we can say the PM Narendra Modi ji also. Before this is also like India got the various opportunity on the global platform also. For example, like we can say, I hope everyone knows that in the year of 1998, Shri, Honorable Shri, the Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and they gave a speech in the United Nations, I think in the year of 1998, and he gave that speech in Hindi language also. So like what we can say, this is also very proud moment for us, and that like before this also like various proud moments also we like saw that in the, and that's why what we can say the PM Narendra Modi said that like India's G20 presidency will work to promote in the like this universal sense also in the oneness. Absolutely correct, because like unity in diversity, this is our like what we can say the motto, and India follows that motto since the 1947 also. Okay, and that's why what we can say like India is trying to connect with the other countries also. कारण की भारताने असं नाही आपण म्हणू शकत नाही की भारताने फक्त G20 च्या जे काही मेंबर्स आहेत त्यांना फक्त एकत्र आणण्याचं काम केले नाही. बियॉन्ड दॅट ऑल्सो इंडिया इज ट्राइंग टू कनेक्ट विथ दी more of the countries also. For example, like we can say like असं म्हटलं जातं की as compared to the other countries on the global platform, India is a most humanitarian country. कारण की भारतासारखा असा कुठलाच जगामध्ये देश नाही की जो जास्तीत जास्त मानवतावादाला किंवा माणुसकीला किंवा ह्युमॅनिटेरियन अप्रोचला महत्व देतो. डेफिनेटली ही आपल्यासाठी एक जमेची बाजू आहेच, परंतु लाईक त्याच्यापुढे आपण म्हणू शकतो की हेन्स वन आर थिंग लाईक वन अर्थ, one family, and the one future. Absolutely correct, because on the earth like what we can say we are all like human being. Okay, जसं की तुम्हाला बऱ्याच जणांना माहित असेल की like the father of political science, like Aristotle says that like a man is a social animal. Absolutely correct, because not only like, it doesn't matter like a man is like an Indian man or my Indian woman or US man or Indian US woman. No, man is a social animal on the in every country, and that's what we can say the basic feature of the man, so which is completely same in every country, in each and every country. So that's why Narendra Modi ji said that one earth, one family, and the one future, which is most important aspect under the G20 presidency. And this is the same for the everyone, for each and every person on the earth. Okay, yeah. So basically, like after the COVID-19 situation, like what we can say, like we know that we faced so many like hurdles, we faced so many obstacles in the COVID-19 situation also, because even we lost our our own people also from the airy family, for our community also, from the other are the some brothers and sisters from all over the country also, we lost that. And that what we can say after that, after COVID-19 situation, because in COVID-19 situation, not only the Indian economy, but superpower economies also little bit like what we can say collapse due to the stop of the trade, and due to the less the export and imports, and after this like all this thing. But after COVID-19 situation, G20's presidency of under the India, so absolutely, which is a very biggest opportunity to showcase our heritage on the global platform, because भारताकडे असलेले जे काही एक वारसा आहे, भारताकडे असलेले जे काही एक नेतृत्व आहे, like because what we can say, this is our like what we can say the leadership skill, and the what we can say the like India is the most youth country, because भारतासारखे जे काही युवांची जी संख्या आहे, किंवा more number of youth are there in India as compared to the all over the countries. कारण की भारतासारखी जी यंगस्टर्सची जी संख्या आहे ती कुठल्याच देशामध्ये नाहीये. सो त्याच्यासाठी आपण म्हणू शकतो की आफ्टर कोविड-19 सिच्युएशन दिस इज अ व्हेरी बिगेस्ट अपॉर्च्युनिटी टू शोकेस आवर हेरिटेज ऑन द ग्लोबल प्लॅटफॉर्म. ओके, अँड जर तुम्ही जर समजा त्याचे काही व्हिडिओज G20च्या समिटचे व्हिडिओज वगैरे जर तुम्ही बघितले असेल, सो वी कॅन सी इन दॅट एक्झिबिशन्स ऑल्सो इंडिया like organized different kinds of exhibitions like heritage, or we can say about the historical exhibitions also, exhibitions like related to the food, the different kinds of food, different kinds of diversity in India also, and we can see that kind of pictures, that kind of videos on the YouTube also in the G20 summits also. So with the help of that exhibitions, the all like other the those who are the guests from the other countries, so they can see, they can feel exactly the what exactly the heritage, what exactly the culture of the, and what we can say not only the only culture but diverse culture, a very rich culture of India, they can see or they can feel in the G20 summits exhibitions also. And after COVID-19 situation, this is the like we are changing, every country is changing, and India is also changing with the help of G20 presidency, and with this a very important opportunity also. Okay. So India is like a what like we say it's a unique opportunity to the chair, because याच्या आधी आपण जसं मी मगाशी म्हटल्याप्रमाणे 1947 नंतर आतापर्यंत वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारच्या आपल्याला जागतिक स्तरावरती संधी मिळाली, परंतु ही जी संधी आहे ती आता म्हणजे एक डेव्हलपिंग कंट्रीजच्या प्रमाणामध्ये आपण डेव्हलप कंट्रीकडे जास्त आपण प्रवास करतोय. सो वी आर मुव्हिंग अहेड व्हेरी रॅपिडली टू द डेव्हलप कंट्री फ्रॉम डेव्हलपिंग कंट्री, आणि त्यावेळेला अशा प्रकारची संधी मिळणं इट इज ऍब्सोल्युटली बेटर फॉर इंडियाज फ्युचर ऑल्सो. अँड दॅट लाईक व्हॉट वी कॅन से दॅट डेव्हलपिंग कंट्री लाईक इंडिया हॅज प्रोव्हन itself a capable thinking of important responsibilities also. Yes, correctly. Okay, for example, like we can say some other developing countries like India, for example, we can say about the in South Asian continent, or we can say the African continent also. Okay, या देशांमधले ज्या काही विकसनशील देश आहेत, सो या देशांमधले जे काही डेव्हलपिंग कंट्रीज आहेत, सो त्याच्याशी आपण भारताची तुलना करू शकत नाही, कारण भारताचे जी काही जरी भारत डेव्हलपिंग असला तरी देखील भारताची इकॉनॉमी तितक्या मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये प्रगती करते. ती अशासाठी आपण म्हणू शकतो की आता टॉप 5 इकॉनॉमीज मध्ये जर बघितलं की सो इंडिया इज होल्ड ऑन दी 5th floor. So definitely like which is a part of the top 5 economy, like that is the 5th one, that is the Indian economy. So and we like आपण जर बघितलं की आधी फ्रान्स होतं, त्याच्यानंतर आपल्याला भारताची इकॉनॉमी टॉप 5 मध्ये आली डेफिनेटली. सो दिस इज लाईक व्हॉट वी कॅन से वी हॅव टू मेंटेन, बिकॉज अँड डेफिनेटली नॉट ओनली दी अपर लेवल ऑल्सो, बट ईच अँड एव्हरी विमेन और ईच अँड एव्हरी मेन और ईच अँड एव्हरी सिटीजन्स लाईक त्यांचं देखील कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन याच्यामध्ये आहे की जेणेकरून आपल्या भारताची इकॉनॉमी मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये ग्रो होण्यासाठी किंवा त्याला टॉप 5 इकॉनॉमीचा स्टेटस मिळण्यासाठी. ओके, So we currently live in the large virtual mode and world, and particularly the G20 partners and also the fellow countries in the south. For example, like we can say, the this can prevent the creation of the humanitarian crisis due to the geopolitical tensions. Okay. For example, like we can say, China has not participated in the last summits also because, like we can say, little bit like what we can say, the after 1962 also or after the independence also, there is like a indirect rivalry or directly rivalry between the China and India. Okay, because Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru declared the treaty, that is a Panchashil treaty, and the Panchashil treaty झाल्यानंतर, so China broke that treaty, and just like we know that like in 1962 India China war happened, कारण की ती त्यांनी पंचशील ट्रीटी जी काही होती त्यांनी जेणेकरून त्यांनी ती पूर्णपणे ब्रेक केल्यामुळे 1962 जे भारत चीन युद्ध होतं ते घडलं. And after that situation, after that warlike turbulence, so like a little bit like what we can say, direct indirect, the political turbulence, geopolitical turbulence between India and China also. For example, like we can say Aksai Chan issue also, then Doklam issue also. These all issues, like what we can say, breaks are the like relations also between the India and China. And like China is like the claim on the Indian Ocean also, and the South Indian Ocean also, and that's what we can say, that there are the geopolitical tensions also in the context of sea, in the context of border issues also, in the context of export and import, in the context of humanitarian issues also. आणि त्याच्यामुळे आपण म्हणू शकतो की China is also definitely part of G20 also, but beyond that G20 parts also, like China's relations with India and India's relations with China, which is not good. So India is trying to develop the India is trying to improve the relations with the China also, but China is not giving the positive approach. China is not giving the positive support and positive response to the India. So that's why we can say this is like a hurdle little bit under the like relations between the India and China. आणि त्याच्यामुळे आपण त्याचा इफेक्ट आपण म्हणू शकतो की G20 प्रेसिडेन्सीवरती काही प्रमाणामध्ये होताना दिसून येते, कारण की चायना कंटिन्युअसली याच्यामध्ये पार्टिसिपेट होताना आपल्याला दिसून येत नाही. ओके. Now, so this is like what we can say. This is the official logo of the like G20 this year, and particularly like we can say, जेव्हापासून आपल्या भारताने G20 प्रेसिडेन्सी मिळालेल्या तेव्हापासून भारतातल्या प्रत्येक गोष्टींवरती तुम्ही हा लोगो बघू शकता. So you can see this logo on everything. Like what example, any brochures of the conferences, any brochures of the seminars, any brochures of the any programs in India, or like what we can say. So you can see the picture like of G20, that is Bharat 2023, India and Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one earth, one family, and one future. So you can see this kind of logo on each and everything. Okay. See, now India's perspective of G20 summits. Okay, because India's perspective, for example, like we can say, there are the one super bloc also, that is European Union. Okay, currently which is a part of the G20. European Union, which is not a country, which is actually which is a group, and like not only the group, it's economic super bloc also. Okay, and that India's G20 presidency group of the world most advanced and emerging economies. I repeat again here, in the G20 groups also, not only the developing countries are the part of the G20. No, beyond that, some superpower countries, superpower economies also, like USA, UK, China, Russia also, they are also the part of the G20. As the Prime Minister said that before some months ago, and that India G20 presidency, he's a huge responsibility on the world stage and time of widespread polarization and geopolitical rigidities. Correctly, because right now what we can say on the global platform in the international politics, there is a very disturbed, or we can say the indirect war-like situation, like we can say, and in at the same time, to handle the biggest platform, to handle the presidency of G20, which is not a very easy task in front of the India. So definitely, like we can say, this is a very current concept, that is like our current incident, that is a Ukraine and Russia war also. So it's not fully completed, it's not fully war. There is again like what we can say indirect like rivalries between indirect incidents between the Russia and the Ukraine also. At the same time, like India is like a very good opportunity and very good responsibility, very powerfully and very in the positive approach also. And that G20 presidency plays an important role for India, as it provides a vehicle for change and the global transformation also. And in this era, and this multifaceted crisis for like food and energy security also. correctly, because not only the India but other countries also like facing that kind of issues also, like energy security also. This should be like what we can say, this should be a very top priority like sustainable developments also, because आपण आता ज्या अनुषंगाने बघतोय की भारतामध्ये आणि भारताच्या बाहेर देखील जितक्या मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये एनर्जीचा जे कन्झ्युम होतो, सो वी आर युझिंग लॉट ऑफ एनर्जी नॉट ओनली इन इंडिया बट ऑन द ग्लोबल प्लॅटफॉर्म इन द अदर कंट्रीज ऑल्सो वी आर लाईक कन्झ्युमिंग मोर लेवल ऑफ एनर्जी ऑल्सो, अँड अल्टिमेटली that energy security is also a very important factor to maintain the health of the earth, to maintain the sustainable developments also, and that India is trying to reach constructive solutions to the various challenges, and like what we can say, the like a stronger global health architectures also, and particularly to leave the common people also. See, because we are learning exactly like those are the participants, they are learning or they are like reading newspapers and the other things also, the other professors, some of the students also, we know that exactly the significance of the G20. But when we say about the in the rural area, mostly in the backward area, or we can say about the in the remote area also, that like people are not aware about the what is meant by G20, what exactly the benefit of the G20 to the Indian economy. No, still they are not aware about the G20 also. For example, like we can say the after 1947 to till date, for example, like I would like to say one more thing, because I belongs to the Mumbai and I'm from Mumbai. So like a one side, like we can see India, like a Mumbai, which is a very rich district or rich city, metropolitan city, international cities also, and which is a economic hub, or we can say which is a financial capital of India also. Correctly, absolutely correct. But beyond that, like त्याच्या पलीकडे आपण असं म्हणू शकतो की एक्स्ट्रीम लेवलचे जे काही पोअर सिच्युएशन आहे किंवा एक्स्ट्रीम लेवलचं जे गरिबी आहे ती देखील मुंबईमध्ये आपल्याला दिसून येते. लाईक एव्हरीवन नोज दॅट इज द एरिया ऑफ धारावी विच इन द मुंबई सबर्बन डिस्ट्रिक्ट. सो when you visit Dharavi anytime, so definitely like you can see, so some people or we can most of the like in the slum area, people they do the very traditional businesses also. म्हणजे त्यांचा मोस्टली त्यांचा जो काही पारंपरिक व्यवसाय जो असेल, मोस्टली चामड्याचा व्यवसाय असेल किंवा कुठल्याही प्रकारचा बेसिक व्यवसाय करण्याचा त्याच्यावर त्यांचा उदरनिर्वाह चालतो. सांगण्याचं तात्पर्य काय, सो वी आर होल्डिंग द G20 ऑल्सो, द प्रेसिडेन्सी ऑन द ग्लोबल प्लॅटफॉर्म ऑल्सो, बट व्हेन वी सी अबाउट द ग्रासरूट लेवल, so there is again a discrimination on the basis of economic, on the basis of political, on the basis of social, on the basis of like what we can say on the basis of humanitarian issues also. या दृष्टिकोनातून काय होतं की there is like a the artificial discrimination in the common people also, and like what we can say that issue like on should be on the global platform, not only the Indian perspective also but all over the world perspectives also, that should be on the global platform. Definitely on the global platform that kind of issue should be discussed, like poor the poverty also, ignorance also. This is a very important factor, and this should be a very good pillar to the any specific economy also, not only the India but all over the countries also. Then at the 2014 G20 summit, India focuses on the issue the black money also. Okay, this is very important thing, like we can say, and India raised that issue to related to the issue of black money also, and we know that the other problems of the black money, and ultimately which is harmful for the economic perspectives also, and that's why India demanded that all nations and the like to reveal the black money and the invested in individuals and the organizations in other countries. Correctly, because in Indian perspective, like related to G20 or related to the black money also, see black money like which is not like what we can say, which is not considered in the flow of money also. Particularly beyond that, like प्रत्येक देशाकडे असलेला जो काही ब्लॅक मनी, इंडियाने अशा प्रकारची डिमांड केली होती 2014च्या G20 समिट मध्ये की त्यांनी त्यांचा जो काही ब्लॅक मनी आहे किंवा त्यांचा जो काही अवैध पैसा आहे तो रिव्हील करावा, जेणेकरून कसं की ज्या काही इश्यूज आपल्याला जे होतात इकॉनॉमीसाठी ते अर्थात किंवा ज्या काही विघातक गोष्टी घडतात त्या गोष्टी थांबू शकतात, अशी इंडियाचा एक स्टँड होता 2014च्या G20च्या समिटमध्ये. परंतु त्याच्यानंतर ऑफकोर्स त्यानंतर वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारच्या डिस्कशन्स केल्या गेल्या, बट लाईक व्हॉट वी कॅन से दिस इज लाईक अ लिटिल बिट ड्रॉबॅक ऑल्सो ऑन द ग्लोबल प्लॅटफॉर्म, नॉट ओनली द G20, not only the G8 also, not only like United Nations and the IMF and everything. So these are global platforms also, but every time, every country, they discuss the very intellectual thoughts also. They share the very intellectual thoughts also. But ultimately, like what we can say, ultimately after that discussion, we cannot see the proper and the honest implementation in that specific suggestions, in that specific the rules and regulations also. And this is the one thing we are not ready to accept that situation. आणि G20 मधनं ज्या काही डिस्कशन्स होत आहेत, अर्थात फॉर्च्युनेटली त्या जास्तीत जास्त प्रमाणामध्ये इम्प्लिमेंट होणं गरजेचं आहे. Then only we can say that G20 summit in India will fruitful on the global platform also and the member countries also. Okay. Now, see, these are some India G20 priorities की जेणेकरून या दृष्टिकोनातून इंडियाने खूप मोठ्या प्रायोरिटीने हे मुद्दे मांडलेले आहे. So India is working to promote environmentally conscious practices also, correctly. Second thing, that is a small and medium sized enterprises in global trade, correctly, because India's trade which is not more successful or which is not more progressive as compared to the superpower countries, but still India is trying to give supports on the global trade also, even labor rights also, labor welfare also. And this is what we can say, this is important thing, and the bridging the global skills gaps also, correctly, because most of the superpower countries and most of the IT countries also particularly, they need the a specific skillful manpower, and India is a very good center, India is a very good country to provide the skillful the particularly the manpower to the IT companies in the abroad level. Okay, कारण की कसं आहे की भारतामध्ये त्या दृष्टिकोनातून शिक्षण जरी अवेलेबल असलं तरी we don't have more sophisticated opportunities, we don't have more number of opportunities. That's why there is a brain drain situation. कारण की या सगळ्या गोष्टींमध्ये जर आपण बघितलं की जितक्या काही अब्रॉडला ज्या IT कंपन्याज आहेत, त्या IT कंपन्यांमध्ये किंवा मल्टीनॅशनल कंपन्याज आहेत, त्या मल्टीनॅशनल कंपन्यांमध्ये आपल्याला बरेचसे भारतीय लोक आपल्याला दिसून येतात, बिकॉज ओरिजिनली दे आर इंडियन, बट ब्रेन ड्रेनच्या पॉइंट ऑफ व्ह्यूने किंवा वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारच्या एम्प्लॉयमेंटसाठी दे शिफ्टेड टू वेरियस कंट्रीज ऑल्सो. अँड व्हॉट वी कॅन से इंडिया इज ट्राइंग टू ब्रिजिंग द global skill gaps between the India and the other countries. This is also a very good priority kept by India in the G20 summits also. Second thing, what we can say, the inclusive agricultural value chains and food systems also. Correctly, because not only this specific Israel, we know that Israel's agriculture system which is a very sophisticated, परंतु भारतामध्ये तितक्या मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये दिसून येत नाही, कारण की first thing we can say there is a drawback, that is the biggest population also, more number of population. Second thing, there is no more number of, or what we can say, the large number of the sophisticated weapons or sophisticated things for the agricultural system also. Third thing, that is what we can say, again there is no any predictability for the rain system also, कारण की पावसावरती पूर्णपणे ऍग्रिकल्चर किंवा शेती अवलंबून असल्यामुळे आपण कुठल्या असं त्याचा अंदाज बांधू शकत नाही. त्यामुळे आपण म्हणू शकतो की देर इज नो एनी प्रेडिक्टेबिलिटी इन दिस ऍग्रिकल्चर सिस्टम्स ऑल्सो. अँड इंडिया इज बिल्डिंग ट्राइंग टू बिल्ड और ट्राइंग टू ब्रिज दैट गॅप ऑल्सो बिटवीन द इंडिया अँड द अदर कंट्रीज ऑल्सो. देन ऑलरेडी वी हॅव डिस्कस, दैट इज डिजिटल infrastructure and the financial inclusion and the education also. This is a most important factor, because we are moving ahead towards developed country of India, to become a superpower country, or to become the permanent membership of the United Nations. Absolutely correct. But for that, should be a very biggest push of the education also. कारण की कसं होतं की आपण एका जवळपास आता 142 कोटींची आपण लोकसंख्या गाठलेली आहे. ओके, दिस इज नॉट प्राउड मोमेंट, बट दिस इज अ अनफॉर्च्युनेट थिंग, वी रीच till the 142 crore as in the context of population. But that population, we don't want just a number also, but that population should be an educated number. कारण की आपण जर बघितलं की भारतामध्ये असे बरेचसे लोक आहेत की त्यांना फक्त सही करता येते, आपण लिटरेट म्हणतो, त्यांना आपण साक्षर म्हणतो, त्यांना आपण सुशिक्षित म्हणतो. नो, people should be educated in the context of they can read also. Not only that they can read also, परंतु त्यांना ऍटलिस्ट स्वतःचं एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट करता येऊ शकते, किंवा स्वतः एम्प्लॉयमेंट होऊ शकते, किंवा स्वतः नेमकं एक्झॅक्टली काय चाललंय हे त्यांना समजू शकतं. इतकं तरी त्यांनी एज्युकेशन घेणं गरजेचं आहे. अँड त्याच्यासाठी आपल्याला प्रत्येकाला जे काही आपण कोविड सिच्युएशनच्या नंतर जे आपण आता बघतोय, जास्तीत जास्त प्रमाणामध्ये एज्युकेशनची संख्या किंवा एज्युकेटेड लोकांची संख्या वाढली तर डेफिनेटली अल्टिमेटली दॅट विल बी मोर बेनिफिशियल फॉर इंडियाज फ्युचर ऑल्सो. नॉट only for the personal level also, but definitely ultimately on the last scale to the India's perspectives also. Then in India focuses on the women's empowerment and the representation also. And currently we know that just 1 or 2 days ago India passed the bill related to the reservations of the women in the Lok Sabha also, correctly. And that is also like we can say it's a landmark. कारण की G20 मध्ये आपण discuss केले related to the women's empowerment and the representations also. And after that, immediately just 1 or 2 days ago in the Lok Sabha bill passed related to the women's reservation particularly. So like we can say this is also a very good outcome also in the context of women's progress, in the context of women's upliftment in the society, correctly. Then socioeconomic development and the achieved sustainable development goals, correctly, because like as compared to the other countries, the like India is like what we can say, socio-economically it's a very diverse country, and there is again a lot of issues as compared to the other countries, because different kinds of religions, different kinds of languages, different kinds of caste communities, and due to that issue, that is a social then more of the socio-political problems also, socio-economic development issues also in India. Okay, I would like to say at the end that is the challenges before India. So what we are facing, that challenges under the G20 presidency also, correctly, because like India is a fair and the inclusive global trading system like Ryzen and the protectionism and the trade tensions also, correctly, because not only the this is only one the challenges also, but there are the different kinds of trade challenges also, because trade is like a connected like a connections between each and every country, and trade can maintain the exact nature of the exact on any specific economy also, and that balancing the interest of developed and the developing nations, that should be imbalances related to the trade, correctly. कारण बऱ्याच वेळेला कसं होतं, जास्तीत जास्त प्रमाणामध्ये एखाद्या देशाचं दुसऱ्या देशासोबत समजा रिलेशन समजा हेल्थी रिलेशन्स नसतील तर डेफिनेटली इट अफेक्ट्स टू दी ट्रेड रिलेटेड इश्यूज ऑल्सो, कारण की त्याच्यामुळे ट्रेडमध्ये खूप मोठ्या प्रमाणात इम्बॅलन्सेस येण्याची शक्यता असते. अँड दॅट्स व्हाय व्हॉट वी कॅन से लाईक प्रमोटिंग द रूल्स अँड बेस्ट लाईक अ रूल बेस्ड इंटरनॅशनल ट्रेडिंग सिस्टम ऑन द डिप्लोमॅटिक लेवल अँड द negotiation skills also, correctly, because diplomacy like what we just I mentioned, that is a diplomatic skills also. Diplomacy like which is a very good key, or which like we can say which plays a very vital role to tackle the all kind of the obstacles, and this is like what we can say, this is a very idealistic thing, and with the help of diplomacy, so India can maintain the relations with the rivalry countries also, okay, because it is only like a possible only with the like things of the diplomacy also. कारण की राजकीय पद्धतीने जर आपण बघितलं की ही अशी गोष्ट आहे की ज्या गोष्टीने आपण इतर देशांसोबतचे जे काही संबंध आहेत, सो हम दूसरे जो देश है उसके साथ अच्छे रिलेशंस क्रिएट कर सकते हैं, और जो रिलेशंस हमारे बिगड़े हुए हैं वो भी हम अच्छे से दोबारा वो शुरू कर सकते हैं. दैट्स व्हाई लाइक द डिप्लोमेसी इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट कीज एंड इट प्लेज अ वेरी वाइटल रोल in the context of in every situations also. Then effects of the Russia-Ukraine war also, there is like a still felt everywhere, and त्याचा परिणाम जर आपण बघितला की अर्थात प्रत्येक देशावरती इनडायरेक्टली डायरेक्टली त्या वॉरचा परिणाम झालेलाच आहे. Or like that only the degenerates that defeated country also victorious country also. Yes, absolutely correct है. So जो वॉर जीतता है और जो वॉर हार जाता है, दोनों भी कंट्रीज को उसका जो भी उसके जो कंसिक्वेंसेस है, उसके जो परिणाम है वो भुगतने पड़ते हैं. ऐसे नहीं कि जो जिन्होंने वॉर जीता उनको कोई भी उसका परिणाम होता नहीं. So they also lost their human lost also, economic lost also, and the exact peace and stable situations in the specific countries also. त्यामुळे दोन्हीला त्याचा खूप मोठ्या प्रमाणात परिणाम होतो. Beyond that, employment generation and the environmental management also it is also very biggest like a problem in front of India in besides G20 also. Then immediate challenge, that is like a pressure from the Western countries to G20 on the India to remove the or to exclude the Russia, कारण की रशियाला काढण्यासाठी आपल्याला खूप मोठ्या प्रमाणातला G20च्या पॉइंट ऑफ व्ह्यू वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज कडे आपल्याला एक मोठ्या प्रमाणातला एक प्रेशर होता. अँड दॅट्स वाय वी कॅन से इंडिया इज फेसिंग मेनी चॅलेंजेस इन द G20 प्रेसिडेन्सी, अँड इंडिया इज रिस्पॉन्डिंग इक्वली टू स्ट्रॉंगली टू इट ऑल्सो. कारण की जर आपण बघितलं की या सगळ्या गोष्टी असल्यावर देखील इंडिया इज रिस्पॉन्डिंग व्हेरी पॉझिटिव्ह अप्रोच इन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ लाईक various issues, various problems, and India is giving up very answers to the very positive manner also. Okay. Now, so at the end, like I would like to say that India is like what we can say, this is like a very good moment for us, for every Indian. That is, India is getting opportunity to showcase the world largest democracy, because this is a very unique culture. This is a very unique democracy on the global platform. Like it's kind of glory, diversity, inclusion, and the rare showcase heritage showcase also, and the India's presidency is sure to shape the new paradigm of like a human-centric globalization. Absolutely correct. Because we are under living right now, after 1991 in India, we are living under the globalization issue, things also. But not only the globalization, पण तेच ग्लोबलायझेशन एक मानव केंद्रित ग्लोबलायझेशन असावं या दृष्टिकोनातून इंडिया G20च्या अंतर्गत खूप मोठ्या प्रमाणात प्रयत्न करते. सो विथ द हेल्प ऑफ दॅट ह्युमन सेंट्रिक ग्लोबलायझेशन we can relate or we can connect with the every countries with the help of the globalization and with the help of the human centric globalization, because in this human centric globalization, human or any citizen, which is a centric part, which is a very main important part in this human centric globalization, then India has always taken the role of cooperation in the mediation also, and the G20 presidency gave an opportunity to prove our India's leadership ability on the globally and seizing that opportunity. Yes, absolutely correct. Because इंडियामध्ये ज्या मोठ्या प्रमाणातलं जे काही अंतर्गत शक्ती आहे की आपण म्हणू शकतो की what kind of the power, the youth power, then we can say about the leadership skill also, leadership power also, which is there in India, and definitely which got the opportunity with the help of G20. So we can prove it's like we have this kind of power also, and like India is seizing that opportunity ultimately. So India's reputation as a country that promotes humanity is spreading across the world. Just as I said earlier, India is trying to spread the humanity, कारण की जास्तीत जास्त प्रमाणामध्ये मानवतावादी विचारांचा, मानवतावादी प्रिन्सिपल्सचा किंवा तत्वांचा प्रचार प्रसार करण्यासाठी not only the G20 duration also, before that also India tried so many things to spread the humanitarian nature also on the global platform also. या दृष्टिकोनातून जर आपण बघितलं, like we can say ultimately like just October and the November, just 2 months left to finish the term in the G20 presidency also. So like we can say a little bit like we can say is successful to hold the different kinds of summits, to hold the different kinds of intellectual discussion in the various summits also. That kind of the output should be there. याचा जास्तीत जास्त प्रमाणामध्ये output यावा, outcome यावा. So with the help of that outcome, we will try, or India will try to use that terms and conditions, use that points for the Indian economy, for the upliftment of the Indian economy, or we can say to maintain the socio-political, to maintain the socio-economic development in Indian perspective. And definitely, if we do that opportunity, if we do that implement the outcome, so definitely our future will be more better, India's future will be more better, and definitely we can say so India will hold the global platform. India will hold the global presidency again on the in the context of superpower countries, in the context of the superpower, or we can say the emerging in the context of emerging economies also. So या दृष्टीने जर प्रयत्न केला तर डेफिनेटली G20चा हा एक चांगला प्रयत्न होता, किंवा हा एक चांगला अपॉर्च्युनिटी होती. हे साध्य होऊ शकतं किंवा हे सिद्ध होऊ शकतं. अँड नक्कीच आपल्या भारताचं जे काही सिच्युएशन आहे ती किंवा फ्युचर जे आहे ते नक्कीच चेंज होऊ शकतं. सो with this positive note, I would like to stop here with this my presentation here on the topic of India G20 presidency. So thank you so much for this hour, so for this valuable time with you and discuss with you also. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for wonderful presentation on the topic India's G20 presidency. Now I request all the participants, if you have any query or would like to ask something, please come ahead and ask to Honorable Pradip, sir. Dear participants. Welcome, Dr. Sanand Shukla, sir.
Good evening, Principal Sir, Dr. Bedkar Sir, Prashant Sir, and thank you very much for wonderful explanation and expression of G20. It was one of the biggest dream of Indian means every individual citizen.
Absolutely.
And how we celebrated. Usually people get this G20, this what we can say to hold this kind of programs, but they are not going on this scale. And really, the credit goes to our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister. He made it on that large scale. And very important thing, he included, all parts of our country, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, and most of the vital cities. He organized programs, and he invited all the guests from outside. So there was a tourism, and no doubt the knowledge exchange, and plus to that the business, plus to that cultural exchange, and so many things happen. And really people appreciated India, and no doubt it was a kind of invitation to visit India and see the Indian culture.
Yeah.
And no doubt the top of the cake, the cherry is a Delhi program, and such a grand scale he has gone with. And so many leaders have come. But of course, there are some kind of, you'll find the politics, world politics. So the Mr. Putin and China's, president has not come, but some politics was there in between.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we are coming together for something great, like environment and other developments. So I think G21 now, it is not G20. Next time in Brazil, it will be considered as G21.
Absolutely.
And the countries, where you will find there is a natural resources are available, like African countries, and they are not utilized properly, or some people have used them, but only for their benefits and giving loans and try to, consider them under them only. So indirect, what we can say, a kind of getting those lands and those people from their hand. But I think this kind of G21 will really open the door for these all countries, and we will have more kind of a relationship between these countries. And definitely India is growing very fast, and we will be achieving the third position in the economy, world economy. That is also there. Today only the World Bank, a person talked about this. So wonderful. But there are some people still, they are doing their nature. They are not living their nature, like China today. They returned our player from Asian Games because they belongs to Arunachal Pradesh, and they said it is disputed land and this and that. So now I think that is the best answer to all these countries, G20. So I think that platform has cleared. So how you see, sir, that Indian culture, definitely it is going all out. It is not limited to the national boundaries. But how you see the nation, our country, India, will have a future relationship with other countries, and what objective our Modi ji has said, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, how we can achieve this. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so definitely, like your explanation and your deliberation is absolutely good, and with the help of that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam and with the help of the culture, so definitely India will try to create the connections between the other countries with the help of that culture, with the help of that India will try to convince, India will become a successful to try to convince the other countries also. And definitely, what we can say, if we show, or if we show them particularly in the context of very honestly, so definitely other countries will give a very positive approach, responses also. And ultimately, what we can say, that we are holding G20 presidency since last year also, just 2 months left also. Now this is the time to see what exactly the outcome, what we did in this year also, and with the help of the specific relations with other countries also, and our historical and other backgrounds also. Definitely we will try to cover the other relations also, and related to the rivalry countries also, including Russia and China also. Hopefully we can say, so the relations will improve, with China and Russia and the other countries also. So there are, including Pakistan also, we must consider related to that also, and that will be a very good future to that countries also, and not only the India perspectives also. So, but your explanation was very good, and some additional points also you mentioned related to the India G20 presidency. Thank you for that.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
If anybody would like to ask, please come or we move forward. Dear participants.
या सो तुमच्यापैकी जर समजा कोणाला मराठीमध्ये विचारायचं असेल किंवा आप हिंदी में भी पूछ सकते हैं, सो डेफिनेटली लाइक वी कैन डिस्कस ऑन द सेम टॉपिक बिकॉज आई नो दैट लाइक एवरीवन नो दैट दिस इज नॉट अ वेरी स्मॉल टॉपिक सो दैट वी कैन डिस्कस इन 1 hour also. This is a very huge and this is a very vast topic. There are so many subtopics under this topics also, and this is a very emerging topic also, but just we can discuss more also. So if you have any queries, so you can ask me anytime also after this lecture also you can ask. I don't have any problem for that, but try to understand and try to just gain the knowledge every time also. This is also ultimately it's a better thing for our personal developments also. Correct.
Hello, good evening, sir. Vidyasagar.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah. Then इंडिया का पोजीशन जी सब जो जो करंट कॉन्फ्रेंस हुआ था उसमें बेटर है, लेकिन कभी कभी हम देखते हैं कि एम्प्लॉयमेंट के लेवल पर हम कभी पिछड़ते जा रहे हैं और बांग्लादेश जैसे छोटे छोटे जो कंट्रीज है या छोटे छोटे बहुत सारे कंट्रीज है जिनके रिसोर्सेज कम है, तो कैसे रैंकिंग में इंटरनेशनल रैंकिंग में आगे बढ़ते जा रहा है और हम अपने पॉवर्टी को लगातार हम छिपाते जा रहे हैं. जैसे जब भी इंटरनेशनल लीडर्स या यूएसए के प्रेसिडेंट आए थे तो अपने उस रास्ते में छिपाने के, तो हम अपने आप को कब तक छिपाते रहेंगे और ओपनली एम्प्लॉयमेंट के स्तर पर पीछे क्यों जा रहे हैं लगातार, और इन्वायरमेंटल प्रोटेक्शन के नाम पर भी हम लगातार पिछड़ते जा रहे हैं. थैंक यू.
आपने जो सवाल पूछा इज एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट कि देखो अभी सूर्या जी ने भी बताया कि जनसंख्या वृद्धि जो पॉपुलेशन एक्सप्लोजन जो हो रहा है ये भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात है जो इंक्रीज हो रहा है. सेकंड थिंग हम ऐसा कह सकते हैं कि जैसे मैंने कहा कि G20 में हमें जितना भी हम सक्सेस देख रहे हैं या फिर G20 में जितना हमने अचीव किया, हर बात को देयर आर द टू साइड्स ऑफ द कॉइंस. जैसे हम कहते हैं कि हर कॉइन को दो साइड्स होते हैं. जितने हम G20 में देखा है, G20 में अचीव किया है, beyond that also there are some issues in Indian perspectives also, in the context of population explosion, in the context of employment, in the context of poverty, in the context of ignorance, less of education also. These are some issues like we can consider the beyond G20 presidency success also. जैसे आपने कहा कि ये सब, और इसमें जैसे कि like I am like a assistant professor of the political science, जैसे हमें political science में ऐसे कहा जाता है कि, और political science में ऐसे भी हमें दिखाई देता है कि जैसे भी स्टेट लेवल हो या फिर सेंट्रल लेवल हो, जैसे गवर्नमेंट बदलेगा तो उनकी काम करने की जो पद्धति है, उनकी काम करने की जो मेथड है वो भी बदल जाती है. बिकॉज देयर इज अ डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ आइडियोलॉजी ऑफ द ईच एंड एवरी गवर्नमेंट. वो इसीलिए तो हम कह सकते हैं कि जैसे गवर्नमेंट चेंज होगा तो वो जो इश्यूज है वो उस कौन से नजरिया से देखते हैं, कौन से नजरिया से, कौन से आइडियोलॉजी से वो इश्यूज को हैंडल करते हैं, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. और जैसे आपने एम्प्लॉयमेंट के बारे में कहा आपने, सो एम्प्लॉयमेंट के बारे में कैसे कि वो पहले से लेके आज तक दिस इज अ वेरी पेंडिंग इशू इन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ इंडिया. वो अलग अलग एम्प्लॉयमेंट का जो है वो अलग अलग भी बढ़ता ही जा रहा है. तो इसके वजह से क्या हुआ है कि हमारी जो इंडियन इकोनॉमी की जो तरक्की जितने जल्दी होनी चाहिए उतनी जल्दी नहीं होती. इसमें दो ही कारण बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. एक तो गवर्नमेंट की जो विल पावर है वो स्ट्रांग होनी चाहिए, एंड सेकंड थिंग वो तो गवर्नमेंट के साइड से, लेकिन हमारे साइड से जो इंडियन सिटीजन में जो हमारी अननेसेसरी जो आबादी बढ़ती जा रही, जो पॉपुलेशन जितना ज्यादा संख्या में जो बढ़ रहा है वो कम होना और उसे कंट्रोल में रखना, ये गवर्नमेंट की जिम्मेदारी नहीं है. हर एक इंडियन सिटीजन ने सोचना चाहिए, ताकि दैट विल बी मोर बेनिफिशियल ऑन द पर्सनल लेवल आल्सो, एंड दैट विल बी मोर बेनिफिशियल ऑन द लार्ज स्केल ऑन द इंडिया लेवल आल्सो. सो डेफिनेटली इसके जरिए ये दोनों भी इश्यूज, अगर आई एम नॉट सेइंग द रैपिडली, जितना ग्रेजुअली हम कर सकेंगे उतना डेफिनेटली बदलाव हो सकता है. और किसी भी बदलाव की शुरुआत इमीडिएटली नहीं होती, किसी भी बदलाव की शुरुआत ये धीरे धीरे होती है, ग्रेजुअली होती है, एंड आफ्टर दैट देयर डिफरेंट विल बी चेंज इन द रैपिड एक्शन आल्सो. सो वो ही हम कह सकते हैं कि ताकि एम्प्लॉयमेंट बढ़ सकती है और हमारी इंडिया की सिचुएशन जो करंट सिनेरियो है वो भी चेंज हो सकता है. लेकिन पॉपुलेशन कम होना बहुत जरूरी है, और इंडिया की जो विल पावर है स्पेसिफिक गवर्नमेंट की वो भी थोड़ा सा स्ट्रॉन्ग एंड हेल्दी होना, it's a very important factor in this matter. Yeah, thank you.
So thank you very much, Dr. Swanand Shukla sir and Vidyasagar sir, for asking a nice questions. Now I request of the series, Honorable Principal M. Ambedkar sir, sir, please come ahead and have some words regarding today's session. Please welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And one more thing I would like to add here. So last time when I came here in this like webinar series also, so world webinar series also. So at that time with my speech, with my on the topic, so we have completed the 150 lectures, and this time with my lecture we have completed 200 lectures also. This is a very proud moment for me also, and definitely. So I congratulate the Bedkar sir, Prashant sir, and the organizing committee also. Hopefully, we will, and with the positive approach, we will try to cover the 1000 lecture series also. So definitely, it will be a very good achievement for this organizing committee also. So definitely, thank you so much for inviting me once again here. Yeah, absolutely. Now you just said that I'm not a senior professor. Still, I'm explaining very well. So when you invite me on the 1000, definitely at that time I will be senior, and I will try to improve the more and more things with my explanation and the presentations also. Absolutely. Yeah. Indeed. No problem. But it's a very good opportunity. And one more things I would like to say at the end also. Very congratulations and all the best for this world record series also. So thank you so much once again for inviting me here. Yeah. Absolutely. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. 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 Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I move towards the vote of thanks. Before to vote of thanks, I would like to say that in regards the India's G20 presidency, with about 200 meetings were held over 60 countries. I think so. So these 200 meetings and today's 200th session of the World Record Series 2, it's an accident. And Honorable Pradip Jankar sir was with us for today's session, who talked about the topic India's G20 presidency sincerely, clearly, in a detailed manner. So really, we are proud of you, sir. You again joined here for the series as a keynote speaker. So thank you very much. You have explained what is meant by G20 presidency, what is the theme of India's G20 presidency, how G20 presidency decided our country. You said that only one country which gives more value to the humanity. I also India's unique opportunity to share G20, India's perspective of G20 summits, and at last different challenges before India's. And you told that a very big themes. I think that one earth, one family, one future. And of course, we will hope that India G20 presidency will work to promote the universal sense of oneness. So with this hope, I thanks once again to you, sir. I thank you very much to the chief organizer of the series, Honorable Principal M. Ambedkar, sir. Thanks to the colleagues from my college, sir, Dr. Madam, Honorable Praveen Utge, sir, and special thanks to Dr. Swanand Shukla, sir, and Vidyasagar, sir, who asked the nice queries and part in the discussion session. So thanks a lot to you. And I should not forget all their participants. With your supports, we are completed today 200 sessions. Yes. So special thanks to you all. So with the kind permission of the chief organizer, I declare that today's session is over. But kind request to you, please fill the feedback link, which given in the chat box. Then you will get your certificates. Thanks a lot. Again, Pradip sir.
Once again, thank you.
Thank you very much.